the opening poem of my latest collection, Spending the Winter, is dedicated to Girard, and its deep work is an analysis or an application of his theories of sacrifice. Just as the last poem in my first collection, The Fall and Other Poems, is dedicated to Richard John Newhouse, and it's about his forcefulness in a world of evil, and also a sense that even if I had the talent, which I didn't, to do what he did, I couldn't do it. I didn't have the personality or the drive to be this constant active force in the world. And Richard and I ended up very, very close. But Girard, I would visit him all the time in California, and his thought on what he called mimetic rivalry, which is where he argued that we learn what we desire not from some interior shape, the way Freud had said, like the Oedipus complex or the death instinct, that these are sort of natural shapes for desire. So for many of our desires, we learn what to desire by watching what other people desire. And he said, this is how in novels, you started as a literary critic. Right. In Flaubert, two men are competing for a woman, and their relationship becomes far more real than their relation to the woman, right? Their rivalry with each other, their mimetic rivalry. And he extends that to anthropology, and his scapegoat mechanism becomes this way of understanding how cultures escape this ratcheting into violence of mimetic rivalry. In a piece I wrote years later, when I started doing tech stuff, computer analysis, what did the computer revolution bring us? I had this line, which I still think is right. I said, in some ways, the internet seems to have been invented to test the social contagion theories of Rene Girard. It's doing a bang-up job.
Yeah, really.
It really is. Like, if you ever thought Girard might be wrong, look at the internet, and you see mimetic rivalry, escalation, of social contagion.
I would say that about the Anxious Age, too, and we'll get to that. Just an aside on William Kristol, anything to...
I love Bill. Bill was a friend. He was a help at moments I needed it. I think he's, I couldn't follow him into the rabidly anti-Trump stuff, which is, for him is so important that he was willing to set aside all the other conservative positions he held. And I just couldn't follow him there. And much of this was happening while my wife was sick and I was caring for her. So I never actively opposed Bill in this stuff in public life. But no, Bill Kristol was important to me, and I think he mattered at a moment at which that was important. The Weekly Standard, when it started up, was a very hot shop, as they say in